What's going on YouTube? It's your boy D.Ford here. Let me get some light up in here. Coming at you with another video. As you can see in the thumbnail and the title, the topic of today's vlog is going to be, should you go 20s or 22s on your Mopar? Let's go ahead and discuss. Alright, so a lot of you guys know I've been on both sides of the fence. I currently have 20s. Before I had 22s. And so I can kind of give you my input on making that decision on if you want to go 20s or 22s. A lot of it's going to depend on you. A lot of it's going to depend on your build, your car, what route you're wanting to go. A lot of you guys know I purchased this car because I was in North Dakota and I needed an all-wheel drive vehicle. And I wanted the Charger. So that's what I purchased. And once we moved out of North Dakota, I really didn't need an all-wheel drive vehicle. So I contemplated on trading it in or getting rid of it, getting something else. And I said, hey, I already got it. Why not go ahead and have some fun with it? So that's what I did. I gravitated towards Ferrata wheels. I tried to do a little bit of research. I really wanted something that a lot of people didn't have. At the time, a lot of people didn't have Ferrata wheels. And so that was the route that I went with. It was between FR4s and I want to say FR2s. There was another wheel that I really wanted. And so I went with the FR4s because they had them in stock. The FR2s or whatever other wheel it was, they didn't have them in stock. So I got those. I believe they were 22 by 9.5 in the front, 22 by 11 in the back. So they look good on my car. As you guys know, I have an all-wheel drive vehicle, so my vehicle sits a lot higher than most. So it was kind of like a perfect fit. And as for the tires, I believe in the back tires, I had 295s by 25s, 22s. So I didn't have no meat at all. Because the plan was to bag it. I was going to bag the vehicle. I knew that. I literally had purchased the wheels, installed the wheels. I think I had the car for maybe 2 days before it went to the shop to get bagged. So shout out to Autohaus for bagging my vehicle. The same guy who hooked up my dial dynamic headlights that you guys saw in previous videos. So that was my plan. So I knew I wasn't going to be able to have a lot of meat on my tires. So that's what it did. As you guys can kind of see in these pictures here, what it looked like. You know, it set a little bit lower because everything was pretty much stock. We did bags over everything, and with the air management air system. So it rode smooth, it rode great. But I think what happened was, since I really didn't have any meat in the tires, either that or that and the vehicle being bagged, I had my rear tires, because I had so much camber. No, I wouldn't say so much camber. Man, it was -1.5 degree. So, I mean, it wasn't much, but when you got a big 295 in the back, it looks like a lot. So, I had some sidewall collapse on my 22s with those tires. So, I had to kind of rethink, like, hey, do I need to go a bigger tire? Do I need to adjust the air suspension? Do I need to go a smaller wheel? What options do I have here? So I literally had to sit back and kind of think about my future plans for the car. Around this time, I have already been talking to Ripp, so I knew that was the route that I was going to go. I had already known that, hey, Supercharge is where we're going. And having a Supercharger with 22-inch wheels probably is not the most logical thing to do, but it can be done. You know, shout out to my boy YouTube on a budget. I know he's gonna he got 24s, and I know he's gonna eventually supercharge his and then bag his. So it's all about to each his own. I know for me, you know, my car is more show than go, but I have that option to go. So shout out to 86 Face. He is show and go, but eventually he wants to be more go than show. I know he's going for that V6 record. So shout out to him. So it all kind of depends on you. So fast forward, I said, hey, I know I'm going with the Ripp Supercharger. I need to kind of adjust some things. So I started looking for some 20s. And that's when I really kind of got involved in the wheel purchasing process, which I recommend with you guys. With Ferrata, you know, I told him the vehicle I had. I explained it was all-wheel drive. You know, so I told him that it's going to sit a little different than most. I know when I had put the wheels on my car, I mean, my back and front wheels was poking out like I was up in Texas. I had some 84s poking out or something, because it wasn't it really wasn't a good look. So once I bagged it, it came in a little bit, so it wasn't too bad. So when I got contact with Ace, shout out to my homeboy RG over at Ace Alloy, we had a conversation for about 2 weeks of what I was looking for, the offset that I was looking for, to make sure that the fitment was right on the vehicle. He answered every question, walked me through every step. So so shout out to him and the Ace family. And once I got the wheels, I got the right size tires. I believe I'm sitting 245, 45, 20s in the front, and 265, 35, or maybe 40s, 20s in the back. I think it's 35s. So I got a little bit more meat. Don't have to worry about any sidewall collapse or anything like that. Another great thing about these is, you know, 20s over 22s is, you know, with the 20s, I have more tire meat, so I am less, you know, less likely to like curb scratch or anything like that, because I know my wife, as much as I love her, I know she had, you know, she was going through a McDonald's drive-through and she had she curb scratched it, I think like the second day of having it. So so that was a very eventful few days. I put the wheels on. I think the next day it was curb scratch. The next day it had to get fixed, and the next day it went to get bagged. So you know, the car was fairly busy. So yeah, so you have some, you know, the pros and cons. So with the 22s, you know, if you're like me, you're probably gonna go smaller tire, like a low profile tire, which, you know, really kind of makes your wheels more prone to getting curb scratch and dents and dings and stuff like that. With the 22 or with the 20s, I haven't had that issues. I've had the wheels on for a few months now. Haven't been scratched or anything like that. So you really have to kind of sit back and say, hey, you know, as you're building your car, you're building your build, figure out what route you're going. Are you going show? Are you going performance? Because that right there really is going to dictate which way to go. I mean, yes, I could have kept my 22s and still had the supercharger on there. That's not an issue. But I knew eventually I'm going to put this bad boy on the track, and I want it to be, you know, more logical. That's not the case for everyone. So it's all about, you know, it's all about you. To each his own. If that's the route you want to go ahead and do it. But I will say this, you know, the 22s rode nice when I first put the bags on and everything like that. I think after some wear and tear, that's when I started seeing some issues with it. So again, I don't know if it had to deal with you know, the weight of the car and, you know, low profile tires, the bags. But I will say this, now that I have 20s on my vehicle, I got a little bit more meat. That is the way that I'm going to go. And if you DM me like some of you guys have and said, hey, I'm thinking about going 22s, 24s, 20s, 8, whatever, I'm going to give you my take. And this is pretty much my take here. I like the 20s a lot better than I like the 22s. I know there's a few of us that started off with 20s and then we kind of dipped it down a little bit. Like I said, it's all about your vehicle. You know, I can't speak on a Challenger. I know the person who purchased my wheels, they had a Challenger. But I know for the Charger and definitely for the all-wheel drive vehicle, that's the route that I'm going to go. So if you have questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments. Let's start a discussion. Would you guys go 20s? Would you guys go 22s? And if you want to make it a personal question, shoot me a DM on my Instagram, D_DOT_FORD. And like I said, I'm gonna give you my take, and, you know, we can hash it out. I can talk to you about some different wheels, some different wheel companies, who to look for, who not to look for, what to look for when you're looking at purchase a wheel, and how the wheel buying process should go. Because like I said, you don't want to just put something on your vehicle and it doesn't work out, and now you got to try to sell it, or you got to deal with the wheel company and try to, you know, do a trade or something like that. And I know that could be a hassle. So I hope you guys liked today's video. If you're not subscribed, go ahead, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. If you're not entered in my 1000 giveaway, make sure you do that. 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Make sure you go ahead and enter that. It's very easy. All you need to do is send a screenshot showing you are subscribed. Once you do that, go ahead and send it to my DM on Instagram. I'll let you know you're entered. And once we get these packages all wrapped up and everything like that, we'll announce the winners. Like I said, right now we got 3 packages. We got Ripp Supercharger package, we got Ace Alloy package, and we got a Jam Hammer package. I promise you guys, you don't want to miss out. All right, until next time, we out.